NASA paused on Thursday, January 25, 2018 to remember those who have fallen in the U.S. efforts to explore space. Photo credit Mike Howard, Spaceflight Insider, Kennedy Space Center, FLA. Once a year, generally on the last Thursday of January, the Astronauts Memorial Foundation welcomes the public to join assembled astronauts, family members and space program workers to remember the U.S. astronauts who lost their lives while serving on active duty. On Thursday, January 25, 2018, those lost were remembered and their sacrifice honored. Held on the grounds of the Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex, today's NASA Day of Remembrance ceremony included an indoor component led by Thad Altman, President and CEO of the Astronauts Memorial Foundation, as well as an outdoor wreath-laying at the Space Mirror Memorial. Apollo 11 Command Module pilot salutes the Space Mirror Memorial during Thursday's ceremonies. Photo credit Mike Howard, Spaceflight Insider. Following the presentation of colors by the Patrick Air Force Base Honor Guard and the playing of the U.S. National Anthem by Preet Thakra and Josh Johnson, two engineers from Kennedy Space Center, retired NASA astronaut Eileen Collins shared some opening remarks and invited a number of esteemed guests to be recognized. In addition to such highly recognizable attendees as Dr. Buzz Aldrin of Apollo 11 fame, today's ceremony also included a number of family members of those lost, including Karen Stevenson, daughter of Charles A. Bassett, II, Sally Neuven, daughter of Elliot M.C. Jr., Beth Williams, widow of Clifton C. Williams, Brent Adams, son of Michael J. Adams, and Tal Ramon, son of Ilan Ramon, the first Israeli astronaut and lost crew member of STS-107 who flew on Space Shuttle Columbia, which was lost 15 years ago this February. Photo credit Mike Howard, Spaceflight Insider. Through the sharing of each family member's personal memories, those assembled were welcomed into the homes, the lives and the dreams of the families of those impacted by the loss of each astronaut. One such instance was when Beth Williams spoke of her husband who she recalled finding in the garage one day, and she asked him, "What are you doing?" To which he replied, "I've polished my brown shoes and I am polishing the brass." She then asked, "But why? You don't wear those uniforms anymore." To which he replied, "It's respect for the uniform," and he'd keep it up, going out to the garage once a month to keep these things up. He loved being a Marine, but boy did he also loved being an astronaut. Tal Ramon, an accomplished musician who flew to the Space Coast from his home in Israel for today's ceremony, performed two touching songs on either side of his spoken memories, reflecting on the connection he was able to make with his lost father upon returning home following Columbia's breakup and finding his father's piano sitting before him, silenced under a light layer of clouds and with a cool breeze blowing. The ceremony proceeded outside for the laying of the wreath and the personal presentation of flowers along the receiving fence in front of the Space Mirror. As the formal ceremony concluded, touching conversations followed. Family members sought out and thanked NASA program workers who had been a part of the loved ones' lives, while community members reflected with each other about what the sacrifice of those brave men and women meant and continues to mean to them. Photo credit Mike Howard, Spaceflight Insider. Tagged 2018 Day of Remembrance Apollo 1 Challenger Columbia NASA STS-107 STS-51L. The range Sean Costello is a technology professional who also researches, writes about and speaks publicly on the many benefits and inspiring lessons which stem from within the international space flight programs. Prior to joining the growing Spaceflight Insider team in early 2014, Costello was a freelance photographer and correspondent for various radio and print news organizations, beginning his coverage during the shuttle era. Costello's chief responsibility on the team is that of producer for SFI Live, the live webcast which is shot on location prior to most launches occurring at Kennedy Space Center and the Cape Canaveral Air Force Station. Beginning with the inaugural show which covered the launch of Orion at OPFT-1, all archived shows are available for on-demand viewing at https://www.youtube.com/spaceflightinsider.